Anyone who likes vintage sewing machines is going to find the classic 1950s styling of the Russian Tula irresistible, particularly if it has this almost glowing candy apple red finish. Commonly available and typically selling for as little as $100, they are an easy and inexpensive machine for starting a vintage collection. The only problem new owners may have is that the manual and all of the YouTube videos about them are in Russian, which makes figuring out how to wind bobbins and thread the machine a challenge. This video will explain how to work through some of these issues. To remove the top for oiling and cleaning, unscrew the spool holder and lift the top off. All the points that need oil have red paint on them. Another area you'll need to oil is underneath the machine. Press this button, it rotates back, and again, all the points that require oil will have red paint on them. While we're under here, I want to point your attention to this little plug right here. The Tula machine was made for primarily Russia that uses 220 volt house current. The United States uses 120 volt house current. So our current will not drive this machine. But fortunately, the engineers designed a second wiring system so that if you get yours from Russia, this is going to be in this configuration with the arrow pointing up towards 220. Simply pull this plug out, rotate it around until the arrow's pointing at the 120. And your machine will run fine in the United States. If you get a Tula and after cleaning it and oiling it, the motor still doesn't turn over very fast, it seems to be struggling, there is a large button on the back. Loosen that and slide it upward slightly. That'll take some of the tension off the belt and it can help make this run a lot better. To preserve the lines of the machine, the spool holder is designed to retract. To extend it, press it up from the bottom, pull up, and you're in business. To thread the machine, run the thread through the upper guide, down and around the tensioner, up through the tensioning spring, down the lower guide, up to the take-up lever, and down to the pigtail. From the pigtail, carry the thread down through the wire loop on the needle carrier, and then finally down to the needle and thread the needle from front to back. I find the Janome number 14 red needle works well on this machine. Make sure that the flat on the needle shaft is towards the rear. To wind the bobbin, open the vent cap on the rear of the motor, slide the bobbin on the shaft, which automatically disengages the rest of the machine. Take the thread, run it through the upper guide, down to this lower corner guide, around the bobbin a few times, and off you go. Place the bobbin in the bobbin holder and bring the thread down through the slot in the side, around the spring guide, and it'll snap in place. To place the bobbin in the machine, remove the cover. With the bobbin holder with the opening facing upward, open the locking lever to the left, slide it in till it goes in all the way, and then lock it down. An alternative that I prefer is to open the bottom of the machine and go in this way. It gives you a lot more room for your fingers. This lever controls the position of the needle relative to the foot. To the far right, it's straight down. If you move it to the halfway, this moves the needle 1/8 of an inch to the left, and that moves it another 1/8 of an inch to the left. The upper dial is for zigzag. 0 is a straight stitch, 4 is your widest zigzag. These press and lock buttons help lock this in place so it doesn't drift during operation. The lower dial is for stitch length. All the way to the left is forward at about 5 stitches per inch. All the way to the right is reverse at also about 5 stitches per inch. The Tula's flywheel in forward operation moves towards you. So if you need to advance the needle, make sure you move it towards you and not away. And that's it. Sewing on a Tula has a very mellow feel. The motor isn't as high-pitched as modern machines and doesn't run quite as fast. I find it very relaxing to work on this machine. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you'd like to see all of the machines in our collection, please visit my main website, waynesthisthantthat.com. And as always, thank you very much for watching.